Welcome back, or welcome to the Pro New Podcast. I'm calling it podcast now because it's in the logo now because I've changed some stuff. If you don't know how this works, I'm Mitch692. This is Jarod, the Dark Jedi, the noob, the pro. For the sake of the show, the pro. I do not attest to being a pro at anything, especially not something as broad as this, what we're doing. But I've seen stuff before. He hasn't. That's the experiment.
I have not.
That's where we are. But this experiment has been slightly successful because I said once upon a time that the goal of this is to make Jarod say uwu. Way back in the Evangelion. Way back.
Okay, hold on.
No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. I'll let you cook.
On a certain Bombad cast live stream talking about certain creepypastas, Jerry the Canon Junkie said boo woo. This man over here then laughed and repeated boo woo. So we are this close to a full uwu from Jarod.
So, okay.
This close.
I need to understand the parameters because as much of our Evangelion coverage is a formative memory for me now, and is it is for me a linchpin of our friendship.
That means a lot. I appreciate that. Good thing.
I have to ask, and I'm not even going to say it now because now I'm afraid about the parameters here. I do not remember this specific conversation in the Evangelion era. So does it need to be a fully sincere utterance of that phrase?
I mean,
because if it is ironic, then I don't think that counts.
No, that's why I said we're getting close.
Because I have ironically
when you said it.
Because I have ironically said uwu many times.
Yeah, but have you done the high pitched uwu?
Maybe ironically, mostly making fun of like the Star Wars social media team.
That's fine because that's how it starts. The irony gets you eventually. It happens to the best of us.
I'm gonna pause for one moment. I'm gonna pause for one moment. But no unironic uwus for me yet.
No. If I can get the high pitched uwu out on Jarod, that'll be the end of the show.
Let me jot that down because I'm already working on my creepypasta for next year for the Bombadcast Halloween special. Nice. Spoilers, it's about the fact that Scotty took 30 minutes to end the show and just kept playing Pizza Time Players over and over and over again.
That was deeply fucking funny. I saw it coming the second he did it. The second he started that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a bit for the next half an hour. Because I pressed the button on the TV. You can watch it on the TV.
Yeah.
That's why I lurk Scotty and Jerry. See how much longer it's left. Just so you know. It's annoying to watch it on TV and type on your phone. And I saw there was like 24 minutes left, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a bit. This is going for the entire thing.
Well, because Scotty, I think he says in the episode, he pieces out because he had a little bit too much bubbly. And when he comes back,
2 glasses, wow, American lightweights, crazy.
He killed the bottle.
That bottle was like this big.
No, that was a full bottle.
No, that was tiny, man. To be fair, you say full cans, and your cans like this. Like over here, our cans like that.
Either way, but.
Which is ironic for Americans.
So he pieced out. Mostly he had to take Obi out, was the main thing. Like, Obi was acting up. So he lets Obi out, and he's kind of taking a minute to gather himself. He comes back, and he brings himself back into the stream, still muted, screams either, "I'm back," or "Stay Bombad." I still don't know. I've gone back and tried to read his lips multiple times, and it's one of the two. But
it's probably both.
And then he plays Pizza Time Players, and then he brings us all back, and then that happens for 30 minutes, and then we all lost our minds within 10. So, but anyway, that's not. Anyway,
no, we are here for Attack on Titan.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Which fascinates me because there's a conversation now, kind of. It's been happening for a while about when the great shift for anime happened. When it went from being the thing you're bullied for in the 2000s to, oh, this shit's actually kind of cool now.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fascinating, like, kind of flashpoint. I think a lot of it is, pardon me, like a fucking snifflet of food. Yeah, kind of like got stuck on my tooth there. It scared me. Feel free to cut that. No, I think it's interesting because, and I don't want this to come across as me denigrating an entire art form, because I never would. I think that at the same time that I think the ubiquity of anime takes off, I think there's a number of factors at play. I think nerd culture dominates pop culture, right? Like, we have the MCU takes over the box office.
Yeah, because this is a year after Avengers 1.
Exactly. So the MCU takes over the box office. Star Wars is back. All of that stuff is happening. Game of Thrones is the most popular TV show around. So we have a fantasy. We have prestige fantasy. Put all of that in air quotes on HBO. We have the MCU dominating. We have Star Wars resurgent. All of that is happening. So like the nerd culture has like fully dominated pop culture. And now access to anime as an art form has also increased.
Barely, but at this point.
It's still okay, but still, like not too long after this, I feel like it becomes a lot easier to get a hold of.
I think Crunchyroll at this point was legit. I can't remember when Crunchyroll went legit and stopped being a pirating website. It's got to be before this, surely. But I think this was on... I can't remember where this started, actually. I assume it had to be on Crunchyroll. But I don't think Netflix had it.
But it's not long after this that Netflix starts developing anime. And granted, it's like adaptation stuff where we end up with like the Castlevania series.
That's loosey, but yeah.
But I'm saying, it is. They aren't super close on the timeline, but it's these like flashpoint events that are all kind of stacking. We also have like the age of people who like maybe were kind of closeted about this shit. People who...
I mean, yeah, because you had to be.
Because you
to survive in the 2000s to like this, you had to be in the club.
But like you had Dragon Ball and you had, Bleach and Naruto and One Piece that like were things that I knew people who were into, and I was like hearing these, like seeing other people like, oh, this is kind of cool. The other thing, and this is where I get into I'm not trying to shit on all of anime. This is an audience problem, not an art problem. I think that anime...
Motherfuckers running in the halls with their arms behind their back.
Not even that. I'm not even talking about that.
I am.
I think that anime has unfortunately become an artistic haven for anti-intellectualism.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
And I think that anime story structure and anime storytelling has ruined the ability of a lot of people to engage with Western media, because you're not getting an entire episode of internal monologue and narration and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of people who have become enslaved to the rule of cool, and that it's just things that are happening and cool stuff and cool looking characters. And, while Western media has toned down the, Lara Croft and short shorts and pointy titties of it all significantly, and a lot of mainstream stuff, anime is still, like a Gooner's no man land. And I know that's a gross oversimplification, but
I do agree. But at the same time, anime has toned that down a lot.
Sure, but not to the same degree that like...
Not to the same degree, no. But then that's just America and the difference between America and Japan.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying is the fact that like, like I'll use this as an example. Like I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. It was not that long ago when Mortal Kombat 9 came out And I think that may have been the most scantily clad version of Mortal Kombat to that point. And by the time we hit MK11 and by the time we hit MK1, we are like our characters are fully dressed. And that was a problem for a lot of fucking people because they're weird about it. And I think a mix of anti-intellectualism, a mix of this desire of like, I need everything to be like horned up to 11. And something I think we're going to talk about a lot with this show, either political underpinnings because of the art coming out of Japan that is kind of like subconsciously desirable to a certain audience, and a refusal to see political messaging in art that is contrary to that desire as what it is. You know, like every couple months now we see that clip that's a couple years old of Hassan Piker having to explain to a room full of grown-ass adults that One Piece is a show about like an anti-fascist terror organization, you know, fighting an authoritarian government. And
a show about pirate shark.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is like Western aesthetics trying to be like shoved in to like into Eastern art, because when you ask an American what they think about pirates and like what they think like pirate fiction tends to be about, a lot of people are not going to immediately think like anti-authoritarianism. They're not going to think rebellion. They're going to think outlaw. They're going to think like capitalism, right? Because piracy basically,
it's the propaganda image of a pirate they're going to go for.
Yeah, and a lot of that propaganda about like, you know, the Caribbean pirates. Pardon me. Allergies are going crazy. It got cold again, so now I'm fucked up again.
The propaganda nearly got him there.
It did. It'll never get me though. But like, but you see what I mean, because it's some of that like that myth making is true to a certain degree, because you know you did have a lot of these like, you know, capitalists who were like, you know, making their money however they pleased, but a lot of it also was acts of rebellion, where, you know, piracy has been kind of simplified to this like libertarian wet dream of anarchy. Whereas this depiction in like something like One Piece is inherently like, you know, we are amassing a collective that wants to stand against a regime. I say all of that because I think part of it is that it, like, you know, again, I've not seen Attack on Titan. That's the whole point. I've seen the first 2 episodes for the first time today, 45 minutes ago.
And fun fact, I've only watched this all the way through once.
So we're on closer to equal footing than we've been before.
Yeah. Though I've seen season 1 and 2 like 5 times, but
sure, but
that was a long time ago that I watched it.
Yeah, but as opposed to you saying like you try to make a point out of like yearly watching Evangelion, you've seen Bebop a number of times. You're actively reading and rereading the manga for Dan to Dan. Like there was like a power scaling differential that was much wider than it is here. What I do know about Attack on Titan is that I do know there has been a lot of discussions about the political underpinnings of this piece of fiction. And I want to say up front, because I don't think I have ever once in my life made my political opinions a secret. I am going into this with an open mind, as open a mind as I can.
Good. However,
when we are done, I am very much looking forward to jumping into the analysis of people I trust to compare my work against. Because I can confidently say, and I don't want to like jump into the episode because you were talking about this being the beginning of like anime becoming like a tentpole institution of nerd culture more so than it was before.
Not even just nerd culture. No.
Well, sure, but like I think that is also important to this conversation. is that I think that there are a lot of nuances in Japanese politics that, and this applies to me as well, that Americans in particular are not super clued in on and aware of and understand very well. And that there are certain ideas that get passed along in that cultural exchange that cannot be engaged with in a critical lens, because you, again, it's a very much a you don't know what you don't know kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make this a very interesting season of Pro and Noob, because I don't know. I know that I have heard and I know that I have read that this show gets quite a bit fashy, and that its creator is on the record as saying some buck wild fashy shit. And I've also seen arguments that is not entirely accurate as well. I don't know, because I've not had a chance to actually engage with the text.
No.
And I have every intention of giving this show its chance to do its thing. And I also have the capacity, as someone who enjoys art and, filmmaking and storytelling, to say that unfortunately you can make good art with horrible ideas. And
yeah.
And I think that's also an unfortunate reality that one must engage with. And I'm excited for this to be what I think might be our most challenging for me season of this show since Evangelion.
Which is funny because you said that every time.
Well, no, I've said that they'll
for different reasons. Granted,
I said I've seen challenges that'll be like, "Ooh, this is different than," but I was challenged by Cowboy Bebop because it took me to the end to understand that the point was that Spike Spiegel is a static character, and I felt like I was missing something. Dan to Dan is genre conventions. This I am looking forward to this text challenging me. Not so much that it's like, ooh, I'm bumping up against an idea. I want this to break my brain and make me really think about shit. And I've yapped for a minute. I give the floor back to you because you were kind of setting the stage.
I'm just saying, Jarod, yeah. You will get what you want. I will say no more on that. Even though I made a tweet last year before I stopped using Twitter because fuck that hellscape. Because that was last year was the first time I actually finished Attack on Titan. It's the first time I saw. Granted, the show didn't end that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
It was 2023, 2024.
I think it was 23. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was waiting for the dub, even though I never. Fun fact: I never liked the dub of this show. I'm trying it in dub now. The reason why was in 2013 when it came out, there was a massive conversation, and I agreed with it at the time. So I'm doing the dub now to see if my opinion's changed. But people said the English dub of this show was far too depressing. It just bangs you over the head with how dire everything is. And the sub wasn't that bad. It was it still hit you over the head with it, but it was like a bit softer with the hit. So on rewatches, I never rewatched the dub past season 2. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give the dub a try. Also, I think I want to say the dubs were delayed over here. For some reason, they did the Dragon Ball thing where it's like 2 years behind, but hopefully my opinion changes on the dub because old Bryce Papenbrook, I want to say, the English voice actor of old Eren Yeager, or little young Eren Yeager, is a God's gift because he's playing Kinta in Down to Down.
Oh, so interesting.
He's king. You'll hear it at some points. He's got the same inflection. He's just more nerdy in Down to Down.
I'll have to keep an ear out open for that. That's also I have some opinions about Eren Yeager already, and him sharing a voice with Kinta is damning.
Have you've seen some of Demon Slayer, haven't you?
I think maybe like the first episode and a half while I was.
Oh, so you haven't met the guy with the ball head?
I was profoundly under the influence when it happened as well. So
I was going to say, because if you've seen Demon Slayer, you met, I can never remember his name. I want to say it's Inonosuke or something like that. The guy with the ball head is the same voice actor as well. There are 3 very distinct voices, but you can hear the inflections of Bryce's voice behind everything, and it makes each one deeply funny.
I mean, that's like me, like, having watched the Clone Wars, like the whole way through again very recently, where it's like once you, even as a kid, I was like, oh, there's James Arnold Taylor. Oh, there's D. Bradley Baker. You get an ear for it. To the point where I remember as a kid realizing D. Bradley Baker was in the SpongeBob movie.
He was, yeah. To be fair, a lot of people within that movie.
Sure, but I'm saying he plays Perch Perkins, like the reporter. But there's a scene when they're in the bar and the bubble comes out, and one of the fish is just the clone trooper voice.
Yeah.
One of the fish is just like, I'm not a bubble blowing, General Skywalker. Like, it was very, very, very funny that it was like, oh yeah, there's D. Hey man, how's it going?
I'm always embarrassed about that movie because it took me so many years to find out that the daughter of Trident. Well, the daughter of
I think it's
Poseidon.
Neptune in the movie, which is confusing because it's
Yeah. His daughter is Scarlett Johansson. That took me years to find out.
I did know that. But
and then when I found out, went back to it, I'm like, how did I always miss that? It's crazy. Sounds exactly like it for funny reasons. But the fall of Shiganshina. For some reason, Crunchyroll spells it with a Z, and I don't know why. It's Shiganshina, not Z, or whatever Crunchyroll pronounces it. But thoughts on Eren Yeager, very angry 10-year-old.
Wow.
12-year-old.
Wow. I'm going to be so for real. I'm going to be so for real for a second. I did not expect Eren Yeager to start out feeling like the Hitler Youth. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to put this all out of my mind. I'm going in clean. I'm going to do my best to not look for the imagery, which is hard for me because I'm trained on, the Ewoks are actually the Viet Cong type shit. So I'm going in trying so hard to put this out of my mind. And it's just and everything that Eren says is so charged. It's really hard to not hear a lot of subtext in what Eren Yeager says, even as a child. That really took me aback. And I don't want to say hurt my ability with the, check what you've heard at the door attempt.
Yeah. It takes you back because it is instant.
It is instantaneous. And it's I don't know. Part of it might be a media diet thing for me right now because I'm a big fan of Last Podcast on the Left. It's one of my favorite podcasts. Right now, they have begun their series of what they're calling the Mount Rushmore of Evil, and they're just over halfway through an 8-part series on Heinrich Himmler. And so on top of everything going on in the country I live in, and listening to an 8-part podcast about Heinrich Himmler, I feel like my ears are a little tuned to Nazi rhetoric, and the way I hear him say we're all just livestock, and there's a part of my brain that can't not hear degenerate vermin, and it's oh no, oh boy. So that's heavy and messy and a lot.
Granted, in fairness to this little 10-year-old,
sure,
the kid does live in a very tiny walled off gate.
Of course.
Surrounded by some things. that will absolutely swallow him whole.
Sure. And again, and I think that's part of what I'm trying to do is go okay, how much of this is this is where this character's starting? Where will he end? And we have a lot of time between now and then, but a lot of that is trying to also intellectualize it. Part of this arc might be going, oh, what I think and believe is terrible. Actually, I don't know. I will
no
say,
spoilers in the comments, please. I beg.
Well, okay.
Should go without saying. No one.
Let me just say this in the name of fairness. I don't know what the Titans are. I know there is something about the Titans.
Yeah, it's the name of the show. There's obviously going to be something about the Titans.
No, but I mean, I know there is something afoot with the Titans. That they are not what they
so.
And that there is a secret about them that will be a big reveal down the road. I don't know what that is. I know there's something coming about what these things are. Fully in the name of honesty, because it's those little things. I think that we'll set this apart. And I apologize that I'm talking for a moment, but
Jared's favorite thing.
What I think,
about yapping.
What I think sets this apart in terms of our experiment from the previous entries of Evangelion, Bebop, Dan to Dan is kind of the core three, right? Is that my cultural osmosis of those three were entirely vibes based. And people talking about how good it was or not understanding inside jokes. Where here, I know I've heard spoilers. I just don't recall them. Because this was so big. And I was surrounded by people who were wearing the scout hoodies and shit in high school, So that's also a factor. And I just want to make that clear that there is going to be an element of I know there's something. I don't know what the something is.
All right. We're going to play a little game. Okay,
let's play a little game.
We're going to not talk about this until the end. Until it gets to the very end. What do you think you know?
I think I know the Titans are people, but they look like people. So I don't think that's that crazy.
Is there anything else about the show?
I think I have a vague idea that Eren ends up in charge, but that feels so vague that I don't even know what the fuck that means. You know what I mean? Where it's it's like somebody who hasn't seen Star Wars before. You tell them, oh yeah, by the end, Luke becomes a Jedi. Okay, sure.
Don't tell a Dutch or a German person that Vader is Luke's father. They will tell you they already knew that. European joke.
Even though not Lucas's intent, it was not on purpose.
No, but it's still.
It's very funny. It's very funny. It's very serendipitous, not on purpose. I hate when people say it was on purpose. But anyway, so yeah, I was kind of taken aback by how charged Eren is from jump. Especially because the people around him aren't. And that was part of what shocked me about Eren's rhetoric. It also lent itself towards me going, oh, I am immediately seeing the Nazi Germany comparisons already.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is that the people of the Weimar Republic became complacent and they were okay with the fact that we lost the war. And we were okay with the fact that we were neutered as a nation state. And there's greatness and legend that we can achieve beyond this, very nothing burger Lawton life we have currently. And immediately, again, as a history buff, as somebody who has, done a lot of reading about the anatomy of fascism, stuff like that. And again, my media diet currently, the current political climate, it's hard not to see these things. And I'm trying really hard to engage with the text and what it is saying and not what I am interpreting. It's not I'm turning off my brain thing. It's what are you trying to say beyond what I can't help but hear? And that was really interesting to me. That's kind of my main takeaway is I was just really shocked by where we began Aaron's journey.
Because you are right. He is, whether the other people in the wall think like that or not, he's the only one currently voicing everything
in a very extreme way. Like it's not
he's an aggressive 10-year-old.
Like it's not just a milquetoast like Armin has a very I would say Armin has a more milquetoast version of Aaron's beliefs. It's toned
really
down.
Funny because he is the Hitler Youth personified.
He like this little Aryan boy. Is very much.
I forgot that word for some reason. Yeah. I was like Aryan. I was gonna say Armenian, and I was like, no, that's not what it is. No. It's Aryan.
No, we are Armenians because we follow Armin. No, that was funny. Everybody laugh at me. But
no. That was a post belonging in the group from a certain someone. Bleh, icky. Anyway, carry on. I'll tell you after. You probably just figured it out.
But. Yeah. Oh, I thought. See, shouts out a friend of my show, Ken Knapsack, who loves to talk about puns and wordplay are the lowest form of comedy, and I resent that. I'm now seeing what he means.
Oh, I resent that as well.
But anyway, but you look at Armin, and he's like, he's anti. He has a pacifist streak to him because of his faith. That's another thing I want to ask. Is it like Christianity? Like Jesus on the cross type shit? Or is it like...
honest, I don't know.
Okay. I was just curious because it's one of those like setting things where it's like, I can't tell if this is supposed to just be like our world, but ... Or if it's like, here's a completely different religion. Either way, it doesn't matter. But...
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a fictional version, because actually no, I'm going to end there. I just realized what I was saying. It's like no,
but but he has this pacifist streak to him, and he's talking about like humanity has a future behind the wall. He is talking about expansion. He is talking about conquest, but he is not as volatile and venomous as Aaron with this whole like, we're just cattle waiting to die, you fucking vermin, you fucking bitch. Go out there and kill a Titan, you piece of shit. Be a man. And like, because there's so much less of that, I'm like, okay, so like there's something in the water here.
It's so funny.
But it's less, like Armin's version is a lot less,
it's more palatable.
It's more palatable. It's less quiet part out loud. And for what it's worth, like Armin, for a 10-year-old, seems to actually believe in this because it does seem like a huge step for him in just 2 episodes to go.
Well, so in fairness, they do live in a tiny little offshoot part. Like maybe expanding that wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, I mean, I get that. And I also understand that.
I'm just saying, like, maybe this kid isn't inherently a fascist. Like, just expand this tiny
No. I'm not saying he's inherently a fascist because he wants his like...
No, I know. I was poking the fun.
I know. I just try to make sure I'm being clear. That's all. But
this little wall nipple that they live in.
The little wall nipple, yeah. But
the show calls it a thorn, but fuck that. It's more like a nip.
But yeah, so that was surprising, and I think the dynamic there is interesting. The girl, I just had her name and I lost it.
Mikasa Tsukasa.
Is she related to Aaron?
Oh, I'm not telling you anything, Jarod.
Well, because from the early instances, I was getting, oh, that's his sister. And then she says, your mom.
There you go.
But the dad, like, has her in the, Aaron, the mother's name, who I just lost, and then Mikasa. Like, I was like, oh, okay. So
I want to say Claire, but I don't think it is Claire.
It's something in the same like neighborhood as Claire. But either way, it was just very interesting. I mean, maybe they're half siblings. I don't know. It was just very, very interesting dynamic there. But I'm curious as to what her deal is.
What, Mikasa's?
No.
That was a weird reaction to that. Mm-hmm. Well, why are you curious? What's up?
I like that she straight punches Eren in the face. Like, I like that she just straight throws a haymaker and puts him on his ass. There's
a nice little detail with this, though, that leads into that. Because when the mother gets fucking chugged down by that Titan, she doesn't look. She is facing that way. Eren's the one that's hard focused on behind him. And of course, he gets affected the most by it because he's watching. He's a 10-year-old who's just got this horrific image burn into his retinas. She's the one focused. Who
watched his mother get turned into a glow stick and drunk from. To quote Bombad Cast famous Glub Shido Popeye, that Titan has the glow sticks that go with the yeah. Everybody want to holler at Pop. If you need it, I can find it. If I ain't got it, I can get it. You know what I'm saying? I got the glow sticks. Anyway, I think about Popeye once a day. But
I'm sure.
But anyway. But no, so I'm leaning towards probably half siblings because the dad seemed concerned and the mom was very much doing like it's your responsibility to take care of him, which seems like a lot to put on a kid you actually care about, if I'm being honest. I'm getting like, I'm getting the way that like, oh my God, I'm forgetting so many character names from other shit now. It's like the way Ned Stark's wife talks to Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Vibes. Yeah. To make a Game of Thrones comparison, something I don't often do, but like to make a Game of Thrones comparison, it's very much that like,
it's very much the weight of expectations on children is a bad idea.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very much picking that up as a fucking theme. Jesus Christ. So we get there. But I'm glad you brought it up now. But but I'm getting that vibe of there's like a, I feel that I am existing inside of a permission structure that allows me to say, make sure this kid that I care about doesn't do anything stupid. And because I am like kind of subtextually saying that I care about this kid and I'm saying this to you, it kind of implies that you exist to make sure my son isn't a dipshit. So,
when your son is running around spouting off what Eren's spouting, probably not a bad idea.
No. But also, that's what elementary school's for, to say shit like that and get punched in the face for it.
Well, they don't have the luxury of elementary school, Jack.
I know. But
there's a slight difference between our world and inside Walmaria.
Yeah, but yeah. So I just like, I don't know. I'm hoping she has a lot of meat on the bone character wise, because so far she's a really tough nut to crack. Because it does feel like she's taken the desire to look after Eren to heart. She's also willing to chin check him, quite literally. She narks on him about wanting to join the Titan,
the Scouts,
the Titan Waffen. But
the Scouts, please have some respect.
Sure.
This man's going to be like, Hand on heart, but I didn't just tell you.
We'll see.
And it's always right on the heart.
But yeah, it was. I'm just curious as to what's going on with her. The dynamic intrigues me. I hope she is as. I hope this is one of those situations where you have a character who's like really weird and complicated and hard to understand. And that this doesn't just end up being like, I am what the protagonist needs me to be from scene to scene.
You want a Rei Ayanami, you don't want a Sakura from Naruto.
Sure, because I'm not familiar with that second one, but like...
She exists purely for plot and has nothing to her.
There you go.
It's that I'm going to try and chase and look after this one guy, but that's my entire personality. I have no character development, therefore I suck.
I'm very curious about that. Hoping it goes the obvious direction and not the other one. But yeah, other than that, other big takeaway, I had an initial reaction that surprised me. Like, I surprised myself. Where the first couple kills, I was a little like, oh, come on, you can do more than that. I was a little...
You want a bit more gore to it.
It was like, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, if this is going to propagandize at me, show me some heinous shit. Like, really, I'm about... Fuck, I hate that I'm about to say this.
No, Jarod, be careful what you wish for, please.
I want to be radicalized. I want you, Attack on Titan, the show.
I am clipping.
I know. That's why I said I hate that I'm about to say this. But truly, I want to be able to go, oh yeah, like, wipe them out, all of them, like that, like, make me feel that. And yes, like, this is like, and I say that I surprised myself with that reaction, and then I was impressed that despite the fact that we are cutting away a lot, and I still winced quite a bit. You know, like, I was surprised by the fact that we did not see the big chomp. Because, like, again, that's another thing that, like, I know by cultural osmosis is that, like, there are some moments in this show that are pretty fucking grisly. So, like, I went in with the expectation that I was going to see the chomp. I went in with the expectation that I was going to see a little bit more viscera. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a blood and guts for the sake of blood and guts guy. I mean,
no,
you know, like, with intent, you know, like,
I will say, remember, this is technically a prologue.
Yeah.
This is not technically the start of everything. This is just setting you up. It is technically the start of everything, but it's just, hey, here's kind of what we are.
Right. And again, it's a great tone setter. I just, like I said, like, there's part of me that's like, okay, like, I'm ready for something super grisly and horrific, and that wasn't there quite yet. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I was just I went in with my stomach steeled and ready to see grisly shit, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind. And I kind of, like, sat back down.
I really like that they cut away from it a lot because it gives you that idea.
No, yes.
It's a horror movie thing, right? Whereas if you don't show the thing doing the thing, your imagination is always going to be worse than actually seeing it. And it's like, you know how food goes when you crunch it between your teeth.
Right.
Now imagine it's a person.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there is still some shit that is really, you know, again, like watching the mother just get, like, glow stick to go with the
which is, I really like how they do that bit because it gives you the impression straight away that she's been ripped in half.
Right.
And then it cuts back to it and it's not. She's like still intact, but she's now flopping over.
It was almost like it's, you know, like
glow sticks. glow stickified.
That go with the yeah. Can somebody watching please find that video of like I think what with the French Quarter confessions video of Popeye? Find that and just put him on a Titan, please.
You want that audio over that clip where it's
I'm with the glow sticks with his head floating over the Titan. Go with the yeah.
I might make that.
And we'll holler at Pop. See, that'd be a great intro for this first episode.
I might have to do that.
I will find
because I'll never get the chance again. I don't think.
No, because we're gonna.
Don't worry about finding it. I am gonna hijack because it's Bombad's intro, isn't it?
It's one of the. I know it plays at least twice in the Creepypasta episode last week.
Yeah, I'll just. It'll take me a while to download it, but I'm just gonna hijack that video.
But
and then just cut everything out and delete the rest.
There you go.
Because that's how I did the Alex Jones down to that intro. I was like, cool.
Speaking of Alex Jones, this is a complete non sequitur. I just needed to tell you this. There is a hilarious version of the Alex clip you posted on Blue Sky the other day. That
is a funnier one? God damn.
There's a funnier version of it for me where it is Rebel Alliance propaganda. And it's like a half opacity, and it's just and there's some canon stuff in there, but it's mostly legends. It's mostly legends, good guys, and Rebel Alliance, New Republic, Galactic Federation, or not Galactic Federation, the Alliance, the Galactic Alliance, just images mostly from legends, just passing through with the interstellar music playing while that clip that you posted. Anyway, I love that. It's a sleeper hit in the Pantheon. It's a sleeper hit.
Right. I got two questions I want to ask.
I have two answers, hopefully.
The first one is what do you make of them opening the show with the big boy straight off the bat? Just bang.
Good tone setter. Good tone setter.
So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I never have been.
I will tell you this.
I feel like it's too good of an end to a prologue for it not to be the end of the prologue. That's just me.
So wait, when you say that, do you mean the cold open where it's the scouts fighting the Titan?
No, where the colossal Titan just kicks the wall in. That's just the first thing that happens. Because it starts there.
Oh, yeah. No, I do like that a lot. And I can tell you why. I like that sense of foreboding. I also think that there's something, because the story's getting told, right? That means something happened. That means there's an inciting incident. So for me, I like that sense of foreboding. I like I think it adds a dramatic tension to, what is it? Hames? The scout that rescues them.
Very murky on names in this. I know the main three.
Okay, well, the scout that rescues them, who chickens out from fighting the Titan. It adds a dramatic irony to.
I love that moment.
It's great. It's really good, but it adds a lot to Aaron's whole you gotta get out there and fight. Because we know disaster is looming. Right? We know now that disaster is looming around the corner, quite literally. So I like that. And again, it's one of those, if this show exists, something has to happen to make these people go to war. Not just sit back and be ready to fight, but go to war. So I like that sense of everything is about to come crashing down. I think I've made this comparison on other things before, and I think it was a very formative piece of media for me. My senior year in high school, we did Titanic the musical. Not an adaptation of the film. The musical came before the movie, but it is about that event. And the whole first act is the dramatic irony of, all the lower class passengers are like, we're headed to the new world, gonna make a new life in America. These fucking rules, we're on our way. Like, we're a part of this thing. This is awesome. Gonna make a new life. And all of the like upper class people are like, we're rich. We are here for funsies. This is a marvel of modern technology. Nothing can go wrong. We are literally eating the poor. This rules. And then all of the crewmates going, I feel like we could go with a couple more lifeboats. Nah, it's fine. The character Spencer played was like this like guy in like the coal furnace.
Yeah.
Who was like, we are pushing this ship too fast. He's like, we are weakening parts of this ship because we are trying to beat a time that we pulled out of our ass anyway. What are we doing? And crew members being like, it's fine. And then Act 1 ends with the sound of an iceberg ripping a hole into the Titanic. And then Act 2 is calamity. And and I love the pacing and I love the framing of that show so much. And I don't know if it's one of those, this is a thing I was kind of wired to appreciate. And I learned it because I was like so deeply invested in being a part of that production. Or if it was because that was such like a foundational memory of that being my last high school show, that like there's a part of my brain that loves when something even a little bit feels like Titanic. And
that's fair.
So when we open with, and then we cut away and it's like, I'm this little Hitler Youth kid. Fuck you.
Bless him. Little Hitler.
Yeah.
Now, my second question.
Your second question.
I should have asked at the start because we always start at the beginning. Intro.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You don't want to have sex with the bees and the eagles.
What?
2013, there was a misheard lyrics video. There's a couple of them. It's a thing on YouTube. Someone destroyed the opening for me because it sounds like gonna have sex with the bees and the eagles.
That's awesome. Hold on.
And I needed to ruin that for not only Jarod, but for anyone who never heard that before.
All right.
It's like the Sephiroth one for Final Fantasy VII. No. Bells, frogs, big cherries, Peter Pan.
That was right out the gate. I clicked on it immediately. Enjoying sex with the bees and the eagles. Damn.
And I've never been able to hear anything else since.
This is so stupid.
See, I know there's a couple of versions of it, but I'm pretty certain both of them keep that same bit. It's like, you know what? I appreciate it. There's one universal constant in this intro, in this OP.
That's really funny. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this one so far.
Cool. That's not too bad. Made 54 minutes, 55 roughly, give or take.
Yeah.
We will then, in that case, be back next week with, I'm going to look at how many, I think we're doing the next 3. Because we're doing this with arcs. We're going to try and do it with arcs. Obviously, some are going to be
split up a little bit.
Parts. Yeah. Yeah, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. Because the next arc is until episode 11. So we won't be going that far. Unless Jarod can. but
we'll see.
I'll set expectations right now. We'll be going up to episode 5 of the next arc, and it'll be interesting to see how Jarod takes this show moving forward.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I think you should be, because this show fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me. Because I've had a rocky relationship with this thing. I was obsessed with season 1 when it came out. Obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 came out, wasn't a huge fan. To the point where it kind of put me off the rest of the show.
Mm.
But there was then, I think, a 5-year delay for season 3. And I kind of forgot about it. And then I went back to it. Then there was another delay for season 4. And then they did what they did with season 4. The final chapter part 1. The final chapter part 2. The final chapter part 3. The final chapter part 4. Because that was a thing. I think it's only 4 seasons, technically. I think.
That's what's listed on Hulu.
Yeah, so I've just been like this with Attack on Titan. It's like, yeah, I love it. I can't stand it. Yeah, I love it. I can't stand it. Last time I watched it, I ended on I fucking loved it.
Ended on what?
But I fucking loved it. I adore this thing. Start to finish. Even the bit I didn't like originally. I adored it.
We'll see what I think by the end. This will be interesting.
It's going to be... I just need to say stuff, but I can't say stuff because spoilers. So we'll catch you next week. So got any pluggies, Jarod?
Yeah. If you guys are of the rewatch show persuasion over on the Nerd Academy podcast, we are doing The Road to Doomsday, the MCU rewatch show that Taylor and I are doing in preparation for Avengers Doomsday next year. On our main feed, by the time this comes out, you will have seen Captain America, the First Avenger will be out by the time you're seeing this on Mitch's channel. But if you're watching this on Patreon, where everybody who's subscribed on Patreon is getting early access to the $5 tier or higher, you will be at least at Ant-Man.
Oh, wow.
That is the spread right now. The Patreon is about a month ahead of the main feed.
It's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
No. With episodes coming out at least weekly on the Patreon as well. So, like I said, if you want to get caught up on Patreon, there's plenty of binging to do if that's what you're into. If not, there will always be something waiting for you. So check that out. And then over on the All Remaining Systems YouTube channel, Luminous Odyssey, the new Star Wars RPG series we're doing with Michael. Ionized Bastards is over, obviously. But we're doing one set in the Age of the High Republic. Michael GMing, of course. It is myself and Alden back from Ionized Bastards. Obviously new characters because this is hundreds of years before that. But we also, new to the table, have Joe Organa and Ms. Taylor again. So fun stuff going on there. Nerd Academy in general. Epic Confrontation, Star Wars Trivia show that I'm a part of. Star Wars Trivia Professional Wrestling. December, Michael, who's also my teammate in Epic Confrontations now, has his big title shot, trying to take the gold off of Alden Diaz's shoulders. And I can't wait to see him bring gold home for the Wayseeker Alliance. So check all that out.
I'm going to laugh if Alden wins again.
Can I be real? Can I be real for a second? Can I be real for a second? No kayfabe at all, because they're both like my dear friends of mine, fully out of kayfabe. I want this match to be a fucking train wreck for Eli, because Alden still has his title shot from hyperspace. The first one.
You want Michael to win and Alden to be like, no.
I want Alden to cash in, and I don't know what I want to see happen. I don't know if I want it to be. Let me rephrase that. I want Michael to win. I want him to walk away with the gold. Period. I want it to be Michael wins, Alden cashes in, Alden wins it, or Michael wins again. Like, I want it to be I would like that to be that way, because then Alden has to walk away with his first title defense, leaving with 2 losses on his record.
Mm.
And
I think it'd be funny if he takes it back.
It would certainly build the myth for him. It would certainly build the myth. But
it'd be even funnier if he doesn't even have to use it.
I mean, if he doesn't, then everything resets. And we're back to square one.
Is this Secret Wars? What's going on?
No, just that I got to go back on the hunt. Michael had his chance. If it happens that way, Michael had his chance, and then I'm next on deck. I get the job done this time.
Oh, you have to reset and go back like you were ever even there. No. What did you have to reset? You never left the hunt.
No, but the tournament will reset.
The game changes, the player does not. It's almost like oh no, I'm not going to say that because that's a bit of a. I think you'll take it as a good thing.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say like Galactus, but no.
I don't want to be Galactus.
No, but it's more like because Galactus is from the previous version, and the consciousness still carries on throughout everything.
Oh yeah.
Like if one person's going to remember everything, it's going to be Galactus.
Right.
It's like that hunt just never ends. So that's what I was going with there.
Okay, I am kind of into that.
That's why I didn't want to say it. No.
The cosmic consistency is that I will have that belt eventually.
I mean, if it goes on long enough and people aren't around anymore, then is it much? Does it mean anything at that point?
You know what? The next time Eli does an exhibition match, I'm gonna have him book us for an epic confrontation, like Inner Geekdom.
No, because they're so one-sided.
No, Inner Geekdom. Inner Geekdom. All of it.
I mean,
all of it.
Maybe.
All of
maybe.
it. All of it.
Maybe.
I'm so for real. I am so ready to put you in the fucking dirt because you keep talking shit. I am ready for the Pro and Noob Bowl, and I'm gonna put you through a wall. Like, damn.
No. If I get to decide the questions, then yeah.
Okay, we're ending the show now with that ridiculous assertion.
It's fine.
No honor.
It's fine.
I just realized I don't have a funny thing to say at the end now.
No, I was gonna
because I really almost just screamed "Find your balls," and I was like, it doesn't work here.
No, it doesn't. No.
I don't know.
You'll find one eventually.
Try not to get eaten by Marjorie Taylor Greene, I guess.